for a little bit. You're going to want your strap, a blanket nearby if you do have sensitive knees and kneeling is an issue for you. And that being said, let's get started. So come to find a nice, comfortable seated position on top of your block. You can sit with one heel all the way in toward your groin and then the other heel out in front of it if that's comfortable. If not, just sit with your feet on the ground, knees bent. We're just going to start with our warm-up stretches. So when you're ready, take your right hand to the left side of your head. Carefully bring your right ear to your right shoulder. You should feel the stretch start to intensify on the left side of your neck. You can gently walk the left fingertips out for an added stretch. Inhale, exhale, one more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone, look down for your right knee, walk the left fingertips away. So now the stretch should transfer to like the back left side of your neck. Inhale, fill up, exhale out, one more inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin to your chest and try to make as close contact as possible. And then just make some slow circles halfway. Slow half circles, rocking your head from side to side. And then carefully roll your left ear to your left shoulder, left hand to the right side of your head, walk the right fingertips away. Good, 2 more breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more inhale. And then exhale, drop the chin to the collarbone, look down toward the left knee, walk the right fingertips away. Good, 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. And then exhale, drop your chin to your chest, interlace your fingers behind your head, moving through some seated cat-cow. Start to round your upper body all the way forward, point the elbows to the feet. Inhale, open up, gaze will lift past your screen toward the ceiling, arch the spine, cow pose. And then exhale, round back forward to cat pose. Inhale, open up the chest, arch the spine. And then exhale, round. Take about 2 more on your own. Try to exaggerate the movement as much as possible, all the while linking your breath to your movement. Last one, inhale. And then exhale, let that go. After your last one, sitting up nice and tall, zipping in your belly button towards your spine, rolling the shoulder blades back, crown of the head toward the ceiling. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top. Exhale, big press away. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift up as high as you can. On the exhale, begin to twist the body to the right. Your right hand will drop behind you like a kickstand. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. You're looking toward the right side of your room. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist the torso to the right. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist again. Last time, inhale. Exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. And then take it to the other side. Left hand behind you like a kickstand. Right hand to the outside of the left leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Again, inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist a little deeper. One more time, inhale. Exhale out all the way. Come on back up to neutral. And then let it go. You're going to drop your right hand down, have a soft bend in the right elbow. Left arm reaches all the way up and over, finding your side body stretch. So you should feel the stretch beginning in the left hip, traveling up through the rib cage, and stopping by about the armpit. Reach a little bit deeper. And then inhale, sit back up. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Same idea, have that soft bend in the left elbow here so that your joints are not taking the impact, but rather your bicep is. And then inhale, sit back up. Grab your strap or your small little towel. You're going to make your grip pretty wide here and take some pass-throughs. So if you need more support, make your grip wider. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, make your grip shorter. If going all the way up and overhead is not for you, absolutely not a problem. Just go up to about head height and then back down. Whatever option you chose, let's take about 3 more here. So you're just rolling the shoulders away from the body, opening up the chest, clearing out the airway. Last one. And then let that go. Come on back to neutral. You're going to make your grip a little bit shorter now, about as wide as your knees. Arms come up into a letter V shape, and then you're going to bend your elbows behind you, creating those goalpost arms. So from here, you should start to feel the stretch happening in your armpits and your pectoral muscles. You're then drawing the elbows back behind the shoulders. You should feel your shoulder blades kiss each other. So if I were to come to your living room and place a pencil in between your shoulder blades, it should not move. Shaking is okay, but holding your breath is not. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Shake it off. Last thing with the straps, triceps, you're going to place the strap in the right hand, bend the elbow. We want elbow, shoulder, hip alignment here. Wrap the left arm around, grab the strap, and pull the strap down. And you should feel a pretty nice tricep stretch here. One more inhale, fill up. And then exhale, let it go, shake it off. Other arm, strap comes in the left. You're going to bend the left elbow, send the strap behind you. We want that elbow, shoulder, hip connection. Wrap the right arm around, grab the strap, and pull down. Good, 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, let that go. You're going to carefully just kind of toss your props off to the side, slowly shift off of your block, coming onto hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees and you've got a blanket nearby, now's a good time to place your blanket underneath your knees. And when you're ready, all 10 fingers pointing forward, shoulders above the hands, belly button in tight to the spine, curl the toes into the mat. Let's move through a couple of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, look up. And then exhale, push your hips forward, look for the wall behind you. Inhale, arch the spine, stretch out the torso. Exhale, compress the abs and lengthen out through your vertebrae. Let's go for about 2 more on your own. Again, re-engaging your breath to your movement. Last one. And then come on back to a neutral spine. From here, let's just stretch out the wrists. I'll just switch my view for you. Take your right fingertips out to the right. If that is enough of a stretch, absolutely stay. If you can handle or you'd like more of a stretch, find any angle between your right knee. So it doesn't have to be directly facing your knee. It can be any angle. Evenly distribute your weight, tuck the toes, and just gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward, feeling that nice wrist stretch. If you do a lot of writing, typing, texting, this is a great stretch to keep your wrists nice and safe. If you suffer from carpal tunnel, it's a great way to manage your symptoms. Next time you come back, hold it there for an extra moment. And then let it go, shake it off. Other side, left fingertips out to the left, or find any angle between your left knee. Redistribute your weight, and then rock your body weight forward and backward. So you might notice if you're a righty, that the left side is a little bit more tolerable. Maybe you're even able to get on a deeper angle here. Next time you come back, hold it there for an extra moment, and then let it go, shake it off. Coming back to your neutral tabletop, you're going to inhale, reach your right fingertips up, open up the chest. Exhale, thread your right arm through your left, come on down to the right shoulder and right ear. So if your right ear does not comfortably touch the mat, place a block underneath it. You can keep your left hand extended for the top of your mat, or reach the left arm around for your lower back. So we end up inwardly rotating the right shoulder, externally rotating the left shoulder. Hips stay up nice and high here. Hold for 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. As you exhale, your left hand will come next to your face. All of the body weight in the left hand as you come on off the right shoulder. Other side, inhale, left fingertips up. Exhale, thread your left arm through your right, come all the way down onto the left shoulder, left ear to the ground or to a prop. You can start by walking your right fingertips forward. If you'd like more of a stretch, send the right arm behind your lower back. You're going to hook it just above like the left hip area. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 1 more big inhale. And then as you exhale, right hand down next to your face. Put the body weight in the right hand as you come on off that left shoulder. So making our way into a plank pose to set up for downward facing dog. From your plank, you're going to extend your right leg back to the edge of your mat, pressing into the ball end of your back foot. And just gently rock your body weight forward and backward, getting that nice calf stretch. And then send the right leg back, left leg will repeat that. Left toes come to the back edge of your mat. Rock your body weight forward and backward. Next time you rock backward, you're going to hold it there. Get nice and firm in the left leg. Hands are steady at the top of the mat. Right toes tucked back. Then meet the left. You're in plank pose. From your plank, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Press out through the heels. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, squeeze your glutes, draw the heels back. exhale, back down dog. We're coming forward one more time. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Hold as you exhale. Squeeze the glutes, draw the heels back. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, back, downward facing dog. So settling into downward facing dog, first one of the day. So take any little adjustments or movements you need to feel a little bit better here in your down dog. And I want you to start to think about symmetry here. We want there to be a nice straight line from the wrists to the elbows to the shoulders, and ideally to the hips, but maybe that final part comes a little bit later. A good way to connect that symmetry is to think about having a soft bend in the knees. Push your chest back towards your thighs. What you should feel is the shoulders lift up and the spine sink down. That's going to get the hips and the shoulders in one straight line. You're looking to the back edge of your mat. Hold for another inhale. As you exhale, keep the upper body as is. I just want you to straighten your legs out a little bit more. Feel that adjustment again. So this is your downward facing dog alignment, creating like a V shape, an upside down V shape with your body. One more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to bend your knees, but this time you're just going to walk your hands back towards your feet. Heels will plant on the ground, and you end up here in a forward fold. Drop the head. Hands can be on the floor or onto the shins. Nod your head, yes. Shake it, no. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll up to a standing position. So from the top of your mat, moving through a couple of sun breaths. Inhale, reach up, palms meet at the top. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, lower down. This time, hold on to opposite elbows. Gently just rock side to side. Feeling the stretch in the lower back and in the hamstrings. Nod your head, yes. Shake it, no. Wrap your hands around your waist. Give it a squeeze one more time. Inhale, roll up to stand. So coming to the top of your space, we're just going to move through about 1 or 2 vinyasas to warm up, and then we'll get to our poses. Inhale, lift up, palms meet at the top, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands and step back to plank. So I'm going to demonstrate the modified version first. Please feel free to go through a traditional vinyasa or skip it completely. We're all going to meet in downward dog. So for the modified version, drop the knees, shift your chest past your hands, look forward, hug the elbows in, and you're going to lower to the bottom of a tricep push-up. At the bottom, you're going to lift the upper body up, baby cobra pose. So my elbows are back like chicken wings, my hands are underneath the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, push the ground away, hips come over the knees, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So all vinyasas are just fancy little transitions from poses back to downward facing dog. They're an opportunity just to get a little bit more movement in. Let's go for that adjustment again. Soft bend in the knees. Push your chest back towards your thighs here. So that's going to bring the crown of your head even closer to the floor. And right away we start to feel that symmetry again. Wrists, elbows, shoulders, and hips. If it feels okay on the hamstrings, begin to straighten the legs a little bit. Try not to lose that shape in the upper body. One more inhale, fill up. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Inhale, walk your feet up to your hands. Hands to shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower down. Press through the big toes. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And exhale at the top. We're going to come down once more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, hands to shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. The last time I demonstrated the modified version, if you'd like, drop your knees, go right through it. Otherwise, here's the more traditional. From a plank pose, shift your body weight forward, head is past the hands, hug the elbows in, slowly lower to the bottom of a push-up, maybe hover at the bottom, let it go, inhale, upward facing dog. So now just the tops of my feet and my hands are in the ground, big back bend here. And then carefully lift the hips, roll over all 10 toes, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here in your down dog. Taking any little movements, any little adjustments you need to feel better here in your down dog. Inhale, filling out through the nose. Exhaling out through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just drop your knees down to the ground. Sit back on top of your heels, belly to thighs. Walk your upper body forward. Take a child's pose. So here in your child's pose, you should feel a really nice lower back stretch. We're also stretching out the tops of the feet. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, roll forward to your tabletop position. So you're going to want to have your block nearby. I'm just going to switch my view for you. And we're going to get into the hips a little bit today. So we're going to be kneeling on hands and knees for a little while. If you have sensitive knees, now's a good time to make sure that your blanket or whatever support you have is there for underneath your knees pretty much for the remainder of these poses. So come into your tabletop position, and from your tabletop, tuck your right toes to the back edge of your mat. And you're just going to gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward like we did earlier. So what you should be feeling is a big stretch in the calf. Also the arch, the Achilles heel, the toes, and the ball of the foot. It's a little more subtle on the foot. From here, you're going to lift the right leg up, and you're going to send it out to the right. So I want there to be a heel to hip alignment here on the leg. You're also pressing into the big toe edge of your foot. So the sole of your foot should be off of the ground. If you have the sole of your foot on the ground, just shimmy your leg out to the side and you'll get there. So right away, you should start to feel a really big inner thigh stretch here, your adductor muscles. If this is enough of a stretch, absolutely stay. If you feel like you want more support, take your block or your prop, place it underneath your hands. Same goes for if you want to intensify it, but maybe you can't get your elbows quite down to the ground. Your block has 3 heights. Drop your forearms to your block. And then that final adjustment is just to press your body weight backwards. And you should feel the stretch on the inside of your thigh intensify. So if you've been spending a lot of time walking, running, cycling, this is a great stretch to keep the hips nice and open. Helps us not to tighten up too much. Hold for 1 more inhale. As you exhale, if you used a prop, you're going to make your way back up to your hands. Gently shift your hands over to the left corner of your mat. However you can get it there, bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So, symmetry is super important here again. We want to make sure there's a knee to ankle direct alignment here. And then you're going to glue your right arm and your right leg to each other. Plant firmly through the hands. Now curl your left toes into the mat. Shimmy your left leg as far back as you can get it. When you cannot get any longer, drop the left knee down, uncurl the toes. So here we are in lizard pose. Gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward. So we should be feeling a stretch in both hips. You should be feeling like an elongating stretch in the left side and a little bit of a pinching or an activation in the right side. It should not be painful. It might be kind of intense. If you're down here on your hands and it's really too intense, absolutely take a block underneath your hands. Ideally 2 blocks, but 1 block is perfectly fine. Give yourselves more support if you need it. Your right knee should never be tracking beyond your toes, and your foot should be flat on the ground. If you find your heel is lifting up, your knee is going way far forward, make that adjustment. So next time you come forward, hold it. For an extra surprise, rotate your right toes out to the right, externally rotating the hip. And then maybe shift your body weight a little bit more forward. So at this point, you have the option. If you want to bring your forearms down to the ground, your forearms down to the block, absolutely go for it. Note that if you are only able to get like 1 forearm down, but 1 hand has to stay up, I'd rather you go for the higher height and be doing the same thing with both hands. We don't want to unintentionally create an imbalance. So I think we've had enough here on the lizard pose for the right side. You're going to rotate your right toes back to the top of your mat, and then you're going to gently shift your body weight back, take your block with you, and you're just going to stand on your left knee momentarily. So you'll want both blocks or both props. You're going to frame your right knee with the props. Shimmy your right leg as far forward as possible. Your heel is into the ground, toes are off, leg is nice and straight. I want you to squeeze your thighs together. That's going to keep your hips square to the ground and our body weight even. Keeping that right leg as straight as possible, point the toes toward the face, take a big inhale, As you exhale, shift your body weight forward, getting that nice, big, juicy hamstring stretch. And if you feel nothing, keep curling your toes back towards your face. So anytime we stretch out the hips, we're always blocking the flow of the blood a little bit to the area, and stretching out the hamstring is a nice way to counter that. One more inhale. As you exhale, put all of your body weight in the blocks. You're going to carefully drag your right foot back to meet your left, and just take a child's pose. Let that go. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back towards your knees. Let's come back to a tabletop position. So I'm just going to switch my view for you so you can see from another angle. You'll want both of your blocks closer to the top of your mat in case you need it. So left side, starting in a tabletop position, tuck your left toes to the back edge of your mat, and then just gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward. Good. Next time you come back, hold it there just for an extra moment. And then you're going to lift the left leg up, send it out to the left. So we want that heel to hip alignment here. It should be in a straight line. We don't want the sole of the foot on the ground. We want the big toe edge of the foot. So shimmy your leg out as much as you need to get that added stretch. And then you have options. You can stay on your hands if you're happy here. If you want more support, bring your blocks underneath your hands. If you want a little bit more intensity, drop your forearms down to your blocks. Your blocks have 3 heights. Choose whichever height is most appropriate. Remember, we don't want to be lopsided where one hand is up, one forearm is down. If that's you, choose the higher height. And then just gently shift your body weight backwards. Hold it here for 2 more breaths. One more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to gently press your hands into your blocks or down to the mat. And then however you can get it there, get your left foot up to your left hand. And then you're going to want to just walk your hands over to the right corner of your mat. From here, we need to adjust the right side. So curl your right toes into the mat, come on off your right knee, shimmy your right leg as far back as you can get it. When you cannot get any longer, drop the knee down, uncurl the toes. So I know it's hard to see from this angle, but my left arm and my left leg are connected to each other as like one little structure here. All 10 fingers are pointing forward. And then let's just rock the body weight forward and backward. So what I want you to notice from this angle of the camera is that my knee is never going past my big toe. For the most part, when I come all the way forward, my knee and my ankle stay in one straight line, and my heel is never lifting off of the ground. Those are all safety things for the knee. Priority in this pose is to keep the knee safe. So once more, what you should be feeling is like an elongating stretch on the right side and like a pinching sensation or an activation in the left side. Next time you come forward, I want you to hold. So again, if you need more support, blocks underneath the hands, no problem. If you want to challenge yourselves, adjust the blocks to a little bit of a lower height. And then finally, I want you to rotate the left toes out. That outer rotation just to top it off. We're going to hold here just for 2 more breaths. So note that one side might feel different than the other. That's completely okay for us in class. It might just mean in life outside of class you favor one side. So maybe you carry your backpack or your pocketbook on one side or your groceries on one side. When you're sitting on the couch, perhaps you lean to one side, maybe you're a side sleeper. These are all things that sort of build up tension in our non-dominant sides. So let's make our way out of this. You're going to rotate your left toes forward first. If you came down onto your forearms, please come back up to your hands. You're going to bring your blocks with you as you carefully shift your body weight now onto the right knee. Your blocks are framing your left knee. Put your body weight in your blocks as you shimmy your left leg as far forward as you can, and then curl your toes back towards your face. I want you to pretend like there's a piece of paper in between your thighs. Squeeze your thighs nice and tight. That's going to square the hips off. Take a big inhale, fill up. As you exhale, gently just start to shift your body weight forward, hovering over that extended left leg, and you should feel a nice hamstring stretch here. Hold for about 3 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. One more big inhale. As you exhale, put all of your body weight in the blocks. Drag that left heel back. This time, big toes together, heels apart. Knees come as wide as the mat. You're going to sit your body weight onto your feet, and then you're just going to walk your hands as far forward as you can for your wide-legged child's pose. Forehead should come to the floor. If it does not comfortably reach the floor, I would place like a blanket underneath your forehead or maybe a towel. I don't want you to place a block underneath your forehead. I think that's a little too much height, and that's going to then compromise your neck. So it's completely okay to have pressure in your forehead like this. And then I want you to reach your fingertips as far forward as you can. Start to feel a little bit longer in your spine. Keep drawing the heels back toward your hips back toward the heels, excuse me. And then from here, gaze comes forward, walk your fingertips over to the right corner of your mat. When your fingertips are walking over to the right, you should feel a stretch on the left side of your body. One more inhale. As you exhale, travel through the center of your mat and then off to the other side, fingertips off to the left. Try to keep your right hip and your right heel glued to each other. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back to the top of your mat, settle into your child's pose one more time. And then you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees, come to sit on your heels, and you're just going to carefully shift your body weight onto your bums, and we're going to bring one block down as we just wrap up with two more poses. So when you're ready, just lower all the way down onto your backs and hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a nice big squeeze. So to finish off our hip theme for today, we're going to take a pigeon pose on our backs. So you're going to bend your knees, plant your feet. I want you to take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh, creating a figure four shape. So for some of us, this might be more than enough of a stretch, and that's perfectly acceptable. If you would like more, you're going to lift the left leg up so that your shin is parallel to the ground. You're then going to take your right hand, and your right hand will reach between that window of your legs, and you'll interlace your fingers behind the left knee, behind the left thigh, so around your hamstring. So if you're going for that added intensity here, what you end up doing is pulling your left knee in towards your body and simultaneously pressing the right side away. And you should feel that glute activation and a really nice hip stretch again. Hold it here for two more breaths. One more inhale. And then exhale to let this go. First comes the fingers. Drop the left foot down to the floor. Uncross the legs. And then let's go to the other side. Left ankle over the right thigh. You can absolutely stay here. This is perfect. Or bring your right knee into your chest. Reach between that window of your legs. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. So if you're going for that interlaced grip, same applies. You're pulling the right thigh in towards your body and pressing the left knee away. If you ever find yourselves in a different yoga class and pigeon pose is offered, and you know that pigeon pose is maybe something that doesn't always cooperate with your body, or maybe you're having an off day, pigeon pose on your back is the exact same benefit and a lot less intense. So absolutely an option that's always available, in my class or not. Carefully let go of the fingertips, drop the right foot back to the ground, uncross the legs, and then just gently draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a nice big squeeze. Gently rocking side to side. And then one more time, you're going to bend the knees, plant the feet, grab your block. You're going to walk your heels all the way back towards your butt, and let's make sure we're in proper alignment here. If you shimmy your fingertips from side to side, you should be able to feel both of your heels. That's how we know the heels are directly below the knees, and that's an important symmetry cue here. Grab your block. You're going to lift your hips up and now place the block underneath your tailbone. And then from here, press your body weight into the block and roll your shoulders back. Maybe interlace your fingers in front of the block. So we end up getting a little bit more of a shoulder stretch here. So supported bridge pose is a back bend, obviously, but since we have our body weight pressed into the block, we're not really relying on our bodies to hold the pose upright. So I want you really just to kind of relax into it. Allow the block to hold you up, literally. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, gently release the fingers, unwind the shoulders. You're going to inhale, lift the hips up, remove the block, lower the hips back down, and then one more time, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourselves a big squeeze. Gently rock side to side. And then one more time, you're going to plant the feet on the ground, but from here, you're just going to extend the legs out in front of you. And then the arms will drop down by your side, coming to lie down in Shavasana, our final pose. It's going to just be a brief one. Take a big inhale through your nose, fill up all the way. Exhale out completely. Inhale, fill up, feel your belly rise. Exhale, notice your belly fall. And let's just take 3 breaths here on our own. Inhaling through your nose, having an extra sip at the top. Exhaling out completely. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Take 1 more breath on your own. Notice the peace and stillness that you can create for yourselves, and how all it takes is to be more aware of your breath. Know that this is a really useful and powerful tool, always available to you off of your mat and in real time. Take 1 more inhale through the nose. Exhale out all the way. Gently bring some tiny movement back to your fingers and your toes. Come back to a more natural breath. When it feels ready, you're going to reach your arms up all the way overhead, point your toes away, finding that nice long body stretch. And then 1 more time, hug your knees in towards your chest, give yourselves a big squeeze. Gently rock side to side over the tailbone. You're going to raise your right arm over your head, carefully roll all the way over to your right side, using your bicep as a little bit of a pillow. When you feel ready, you're going to use your left hand to prop you back up to a comfortable seated position. And you are all done today. Thank you.